Today I want to present a new demo equipment for vision sensors. This new demo equipment can be used to demonstrate the reading performance of the code reader, and beside this we can use it also to demonstrate the polarization filter, and we can use it to demonstrate the Multishot feature. So what it is a little business card box, and on this business card box, this is from aluminium, there are two codes, one is lasered, one is dot pin, and inside the business card box we have two cards with different codes with different damages. So as you know, the code reader has one strength in reading of direct marked codes, so the aluminium part is to show the reading performance on direct marked codes, and the business cards are to show the reading performance on damaged codes. So how do we use it? First I show the business card box. I place it below the code reader. The code reader is mounted roughly 220 millimeters away from the surface, and it's looking perpendicular to the box. Once we placed it below the code reader, we open our sensor config. We create a new job. I perform once an auto shutter and an autofocus to set the working distance, and then very easy I create a detector data code, and we see the code is read, and it's read stable even if I move the part. So now we see already one difficulty. The background is quite shiny and appears noisy. Anyway, you see this lasered code can be read very stable and very performant even on these difficult conditions. The same when I go to the dot pin code, we see also this can be read stable. Even the dots of this code are quite small. Now in the second demo we show the reading capability of damaged codes. So I use this card, place it below, and you see if we take this working distance of 200 millimeters, we have all 5 codes in the field of view. I perform once an auto shutter, so we get an adequate brightness, and now we see the code in the middle is already read. This is the good code. What do we have beside this good code? Beside this good code we have a code where the quiet zone is validated. We have a code where the L from the finder pattern is missing. We have a code where the frequency line from the finder pattern is missing. And we have a code where the L and the frequency line are missing. So what happens if I increase here the number of codes to 5? In the first step only 2 of those 5 codes are read, but now if I press here on Teach Initial, we see all 5 codes can be read, even the codes with the strong damages in the finder pattern. Next thing we can show with this demo equipment is the polarization filter. As you know, the polarization filter consists of this cap which can be clipped on the visor and the inlay with the filter. We place the inlay inside the cap and just clip it on the code reader. So now we have equipped the code reader with the polarization filter. What difference does it make? I place again my direct marked part below the code reader. I adjust the shutter. Due to the use of the polarization filter, the shutter times are a little bit longer. If the shutter time is maybe too long for the application, we may also adjust the gain. So we get shorter shutter times and also a good result. And we see already that the image quality is much better as before, because these shining parts of the aluminium where we had these direct reflections are completely gone. The background is getting homogeneous gray, and both codes can be read stable. So next feature we want to show is the Multishot feature. For presenting the Multishot feature, we can use again the business card with the 5 codes. And if we turn the business card around, we see these codes are not only printed on the card, they are stamped into the card. As you know, the Multishot feature is especially dedicated to show height differences, so we would expect on these stamped codes to see a good result with Multishot. Again, I place the card below my code reader. I create a new job. I adjust focus and brightness. So in this setup we use a VISOR All-Round Professional because of the Multishot, and we use a special Multishot ring light. The Multishot ring light is mounted around 50 to 60 millimeters away from the surface, and the visor is mounted around 150 millimeters away from the surface and looking perpendicular on the part. So after we have performed the auto shutter and the autofocus, you see these codes are nearly invisible with the internal illumination. This is because it's a white code on a white background, so it's difficult to display. But if we activate now the Multishot feature with the external illumination, it looks like magic. The code is getting visible, and of course if we select the detector data code, the code can be read immediately and stable. So if you are interested in this nice demo equipment, contact our marketing department. They will help you to get one. Thank you.